The goldmine secret. How the first jeans were born. Have you ever wondered how it all started for the most worn piece of clothing on the planet? The story of blue jeans begins in an era of hope, dust, and riches hidden deep within the earth. We are in the year 1850, at the height of the California gold rush. Thousands of people from all corners of the world were leaving their homes to seek fortune in the mines of the American West Coast. Among them was Levi Strauss, a young German-Jewish immigrant who arrived in San Francisco not to dig for gold, but to do business with the tools and supplies miners needed. Levi opened a branch of his family's dry goods business, selling blankets, fabrics, and tools. Shortly after, he realized that miners faced a major problem. Their ordinary clothes deteriorated rapidly. Mining work was brutal, involving crawling on knees, carrying heavy rocks, and constant contact with sharp stones. Cotton or wool pants would tear in days, and the pockets, where miners kept their or samples, would rip under the weight. The need for something new, something indestructible, was greater than ever. Strauss saw a massive opportunity here. Initially, he began producing pants from a heavy, brown canvas, usually intended for tents and wagon covers. These were the first precursors to the jeans we know today, but final success would come from an unexpected collaboration and a technical innovation that seemed insignificant at the time. This pioneering period laid the foundation for an industry that, over a century and a half later, would dominate the entire planet. But until blue denim and modern design arrived, the road was paved with experiments and purely pragmatic necessities, far from the fashion runways of Paris or Milan. It was a time when durability meant everything for survival. Although Levi Strauss is the name that remained in history, jeans as we know them today would not have existed without a tailor named Jacob Davis. While Strauss provided the materials, Davis was the one working directly with the customers. One day, a miner's wife asked Davis to make a pair of pants that wouldn't rip at the pockets. Jacob Davis came up with a revolutionary solution. He used copper metal rivets to strengthen the pocket corners and the base of the fly, the places where the fabric failed most often. The result was incredible. The pants were now almost impossible to destroy under normal working conditions. However, Davis didn't have the money to patent the invention, so he wrote to Levi Strauss proposing a partnership. On May 20th, 1873, the two received the official U.S. patent for improvement in fastening pocket openings. This is the official birth date of modern jeans. Initially, these pants were called waist overalls. Another major change was the switch from brown tent canvas to a softer but equally durable material called serge denim, originating from France. Americans shortened the name to denim. It was also decided to dye them indigo, a color that hid dirt and grease stains from mine or farm work much better. Thus, by combining Strauss's commercial vision with Davis's technical ingenuity, a product was born that changed the history of clothing. Copper rivets became the distinctive hallmark of quality and durability, elements we still find today on almost any pair of authentic jeans. This partnership was the engine that transformed a small provincial business into a global empire that continues to define how we dress today. It proved that a simple solution to a real problem could resonate through time. For the first few decades, jeans remained strictly utilitarian clothing. They were worn by miners, railroad workers, farmers, and cowboys. No one in 1900 would have thought of wearing jeans for a walk through town or a social event. They were considered low clothes for the working class. Everything changed with the advent of cinema and Western movies in the 20s and 30s. Actors like John Wayne transformed jeans into a symbol of masculinity, freedom, and the conquering American spirit. Suddenly, young people in cities began to associate denim with adventure and the free life of the Wild West. World War II also played an essential role in the globalization of this material. American soldiers wore jeans during their free time when stationed in Europe or Asia, making the fabric known worldwide. After the war, jeans went through a new transformation. They became a symbol of rebellion. In the 50s, actors like James Dean in Rebel Without a Cause or Marlon Brando cemented the image of the nonconformist youth dressed in jeans and a white t-shirt. This image was so powerful that in many schools in the United States, wearing jeans was banned, being considered a sign of disrespect toward authority. This band only increased their popularity among young people. From a work tool in dark minds, jeans grew to represent the voice of a generation that wanted to break away from the rigid traditions of the past. They were cheap, durable, and most importantly, they looked cool. Denim had already become much more than just a material. It had become a social and political statement, a symbol of equality and the desire for freedom that was beginning to sweep across the modern world. In the 60s and 70s, jeans were adopted by the hippie movement, becoming a symbol of peace and equality. They were personalized with embroidery, patches, and drawings, reflecting the personality of the wearer. During this period, denim stopped being just a material for pants and began to be used for skirts, jackets, and even bags. The next big step was the entry into the world of luxury fashion. In the 80s, designers like Calvin Klein or Gloria Vanderbilt brought jeans onto the runways. They were no longer just cheap work pants, but luxury items with sophisticated cuts and matching prices. The era of designer jeans had begun. Production technology also evolved enormously. Stone-washing techniques appeared to give them a worn look, pre-washing, and the use of elastane to make them skin-tight. Today, the denim industry is worth tens of billions of dollars annually. It is estimated that, on average, every person in the Western world owns at least 7 pairs of jeans. From the gold mines of 1850 to the present, jeans have traveled an incredible path. They have remained the only piece of clothing that has managed to cross the barriers of social class, age, and culture. They are worn equally by presidents, rock stars, workers, and students. The story of Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis reminds us that a simple idea, born from the need to solve a practical problem, can conquer the world if backed by quality and vision. Today, when you wear your favorite jeans, you are not just wearing an item of clothing, but a true fragment of history that has survived and adapted for over 170 years. It is a lesson in resilience and how utility can transform into art and cultural identity across generations. If you enjoyed the clip, a like and a follow would help me a lot. It doesn't cost anything, but it means so much to me.